Hello, welcome to my little tutorial video I am making for our alliance to answer some frequently asked questions. We're going to go over guards and marches, airship, which damage and gears, accolades, rallies and how to match troops, especially for mega rallies, easy way to complete dailies, and then I'm going to show off my slaves of my empire. First and foremost, guards and marches. So this is my current setup for my appointed guards. Obviously yours will be different depending on how you wish to play. Unfortunately, stars come with spending money or relying on the gods giving you what you need from the recruitment hall. However, these are the best guards, in my opinion, for me to have appointed based on my castle and my statistics. You'll notice some of them are 6 stars and some of them are as low as 4 or 2. Even though some of these are low stars, I still use them in certain marches to maximise the output. When we look at my setup marches, we'll have a look a bit closer at why I use these guards and why I won't use other guards. So first, let's have a look at march formations. So everyone, it might be a VIP thing, I don't know, but most of VIP 12 anyway, you'll have slots to preset all your marches. So you've got 8 slots and you should utilize every single one of these slots to match up certain events, so then you can quickly respond to anything that's happening, whether it be quickly trying to join rallies or doing a speed attack on an enemy, sending guards to certain rallies or red guard camps, or even New World Order. Just to go over my presets already. Number 1, so I like to use it in terms of troop tier, so I'll always start with infantry, then cavalry, then distance, because that's how I'm just used to it being set up. So my first preset is with my 2 infantry guards, which is D'Artagnan and Henry. Obviously I just use the maximum amount of the top tier troops I have for this setup. I don't have a lot of infantry, I should probably train a lot more, but it's not really a main concern of mine at the moment. However, if someone's to run a cavalry red guard, I could easily join that with seconds to spare, because I've got that instantly set up rather than using what it pre-selects at the beginning of joining a rally. My second preset is cavalry, so I use Gaston and Anne. There is different variants that you could use. Instead of using Gaston, you could use Van Helsing, or you could use some of the new guards like Jean. To be fair, I think that's probably the only guards I'd ever use. However, I use Gaston and Anne. I believe that Van Helsing reduces losses, so you get more survivors. However, it's great having survivors if you win the march. However, I believe that Gaston will kill more troops. I'd rather kill more than save more. It reduces the amount of hits I'd need on an individual castle, tower, or whatever it is that's defending. So that's my setup for cavalry. Again, when it comes to my first 3 formations, mine are all set purely for one troop type. I don't use any mixing. I don't use multiple tiers of the same troop, other than in my infantry, because I don't have enough T12s to fill one march, and that's the same for all 3 troop marches. My third is obviously set up for distance. Distance being my top troop tier in terms of statistics, damage and whatnot. This is what I hit the most with. This is the troop setup I'll use for PvP. If I was to use distance as my main march, I could simply click number 3, done, and my T12s will march with Prince and Mopin. Again, people's may differ because there is quite a few distance guards. So there's Lucian, which deals more damage. There's Blackbeard. There's Jacquot. Also, if you wanted to use purple as well, you could use Duke. He's pretty good, but we will look into what I'd use them for later on. But for now, this is my preferred setup for distance marches. Now, number 4, I've set to Blackbeard and I can't remember her name. This one. This I use for Wolf. So if I'm marching the Wolf, the amount of critical damage I get, or the chance of dealing more damage with these 2 guards versus the Wolf, is massively different compared to my standard distance setup. Distance will always deal more damage to the Wolf than other troop tiers will, like cavalry or infantry, purely because the Wolf is set up as a infantry setup, so distance gets the bonus against infantry, which means you deal a lot more damage. So that's why I use these 2. So my 4th slot is purely for using against the Wolf every 2 weeks or whatever it is it spawns up. Again, there is a cap on how many rewards you can get from hitting the Wolf. I'm at that, but it's great for seeing where I am in terms of kingdom statistics. So they're my 4 basic marches. So 1, 2 and 3 are non-mixed, and 4 is purely for damage against an environment, so Wolf, or in the upcoming event where you have to kill a vampire or kill the pirate, which is coming up this week. This is what I use. Now my 5th one is where it starts going into player versus player. So I use Aramis and Anne only when I absolutely need to, or I think there is a chance where the person I am attacking has better statistics than me. And obviously then I use a mixed ratio of troops, so I'll look at about 60% non-infantry and 40% on infantry. So the purpose of using mixed on this is Aramis and Anne offer a block or a buff for infantry to absorb the damage, while my other troop type would essentially kill all them troops that are attacking my infantry. You get a lot more kills based on this against people that are statistically better than you. However, this setup for me only works best in rallies or mega rallies. So if I was to lead a rally or a mega rally using Aramis and Anne as my guards, then I'd expect all participants to join using infantry as a go-to. Let's say maximum of 40%. Then either cavalry or distance. So I've got the luxury of having the same damage and statistics there or thereabouts for my attack on cavalry and distance, whereas some other people may have a bit offset where they would favour cavalry over distance. With me, if I ever led a rally or a mega rally using these 2 guards, you could send 40% infantry and 60% cavalry, or 60% distance. Again, you'd have to read a battle report or a scout report of who we're attacking. So if we're attacking somebody who has got majoritively cavalry in their building, whether it be their castle or a tower, then logically, if they had distance in there, you'd send me cavalry, because cavalry's got a boost against distance. But then likewise, if it was majoritively cavalry, even though the buff cavalry versus distance is there, would use distance because safety in numbers, and also with Aramis and Anne, most of the damage would default to your infantry anyway. But you just need to keep an eye out. If it's against distance, it's 100%. You send infantry and cavalry. Then if we're against cavalry, it's kind of up to the leader's discretion whether they want you to send cavalry or distance. Then I've got, say, 2 experimental troop formations. I use these to try out different mixes. Sometimes it's even for things like Crown, where I want to send all my low tier troops to their peril, just so then they get a small 300% buff. I can replace this 86,000 troops with 86,000 T12s later on. Also, my last march is 25,000 of my top tier cavalry with no airship and no guards. So when playing in New World, you would capture a mine with your ship and your main guards. Then once you've captured that mine, I can quickly select my 8th troop formation to send my fastest and best troops to that tile. It would save you time. It would keep your ship in your castle for taking or attacking other mines, and also anyone who's looking to capture a mine back off of you, they'd have to scout your tile to make sure that your airship isn't back in, which obviously would kill them if you could outgun them. It just gives that extra time for you to reconfigure the way you're playing. If someone starts marching your 25,000 cavalry, you can quickly just pull them out. While on the other foot, you could also, when you're pulling them out, send your main march back to that tile to recapture it, then again swap it back out. So this is just a quick fire way of getting troops in and around New World quickly and easily, without having the risk as well of somebody killing your 600, 700,000 march that you've got hidden inside a tile, inside a mine. Okay, so that's like the basics of guards. Everyone's got their own little way and quirks on how they play guards. What I can't ever advise is you start mixing guards. I've seen people suggesting using, right, well, I've got 2 good stats, so I've got distance and cavalry, for instance, and my top stats. I would never put Mope in with, let's say, Gaston, and then do a split march of cavalry and distance. It just wouldn't make sense, because whatever that person's going to outgun you on, you're going to lose the buff of one of them guards, so you're not utilising the maximum output that you can with your marches. Always keep the same troop type guards for your marches, unless it's Aramis and Anne. Then you need to mix infantry with either cavalry or distance. Okay, so the next bit we will look at is airship. So damage and gates. No, not gates, gears. So everyone's airship is pretty much laid out the same. Your levels will obviously depend on where you are with scrolls, precision airstream, precision gears, whatever you want to call them. Currently I'm working my way up to 119, so I'm not able to upgrade these any further. However, it is important that you check all these on the right hand side for each one, especially if you're looking to battle or increase your damage or statistics. Damage will always give you a benefit over standard statistics. 10% on damage would probably do better than an extra 500% on a troop statistic, purely just because how the mechanics work. So on envelope, I've got this. So envelope expansion gives me extra cavalry damage. So if you're looking to increase your damage figures on your airship marches, then these are the ones to look at. So for this one, when my airship's in combat, my cavalry damage received is reduced by 62%. So that's when the enemy is hitting back at my ship, it's reducing down the damage that they're performing on my march, which means I'll have a higher survival rate and potentially a higher kill rate. On engine, I think this is where some of the better stuff is. So efficient burning. When your airship is in combat, infantry damage plus 117%. Now the jumps are quite large when you start upgrading, so if I was to add a 6th star onto this, I'll get an extra 13% attribute bonus, which is massive in terms of damage. So when you're looking at your pieces within your airship, like on here, you should always look out for increased in damage or increase in damage or reduction in damage received. So fortified cylinders. This one increases your cavalry damage. So as you can see, this is the largest one I've got on this set. I'm at 6 stars, and that gives me 117% extra damage. Once I upgrade this, it'll give me an extra 4% attribute bonus. But again, damage is where you will make the difference in a fight. If someone's got better stats than you, doesn't mean that you won't win. If your damage is higher than theirs and your stats, I say, a little bit off theirs, you can still beat their marches or beat their defense. If we have a look on cannon, this is the same. So for me, I've got optimized barrel level 6, which is 6 stars. When your airship is in combat, distance damage is plus 117%. Once I upgrade that, I'll get another 14% attribute bonus. Again, that goes straight into your damage statistics. I'll show you one of my battle reports just after we've gone through these to show you exactly what I mean. And again, on hull, I've got my highest one at 5. And again, it's distance damage received minus 62%. You get the general gist. If you check through each one of these, they'll give you what benefits you'll get from each one. So when your airship accompanies a march against a threat or red guard troops, troop defenses plus 160%. That's great, I think, if you're lower level castle. I think at our stage now, it's not really necessary. We can kill a high tier red guard camp or a high tier threat without much risk of losing many, if any, troops at all. So you need to use your upgrades pretty smartly. You don't want to be wasting them. Again, hull lining, artillery. No one should look at increasing their artillery statistics. It's a complete dead feature of the game. We don't use artillery for anything. Maybe gathering, but never in combat. And again, so here's another one you should focus on. Is when your airship is in combat, battlefield treatment goes from 11% to 11.5%. So this is important to get your converted troops. So when you get troops that are killed in battle, the difference between them getting wounded or getting killed is in your battlefield treatment. If your battle treatment is low, you will lose permanently more troops, having to retrain them all, pay for them, whatever. It will be cheaper to get them out of the hospital if your hospital cap isn't reached during battle. So this one's really important. So that is the airship in a nutshell. Obviously statistics will be based on whatever parts you've got on your airship. Mine aren't great. It's not really something I massively look at, but if we look at a battle report, like I said before, so then we can compare what damage looks like on a proper battle report. Let's have a look. That's fine. So we've got a rally. So this is a rally that we led in Darklands the other night. You'll see that I used a main distance march. So if I send these two guards, I 100% know that I've sent all distance. Because I wouldn't mix, because there's no point, because they are literally just distance guards, and as you can see I sent full distance. Now the people that joined my rally didn't send the correct troops, so Ania sent cavalry, which wouldn't be covered by my leadership guards. Falcon sent the right distance to go with them. Pop sent the wrong formation of guards, because again his cavalry and infantry wouldn't benefit from the guards in the march. And we came up against this individual who was running a distance defense. So in theory what I should have done was send my cavalry as a rally and have people with cavalry join my rally, and the outcome would have been a lot better. But as you can see in their rally, or their defense, she led distance. So this person sent majority distance, this person sent majority infantry, which is absolutely shocking against distance, so massively wrong decision. This person sent distance but very little of it. This person sent distance, which is right. This person sent cavalry, which wasn't. This person sent cavalry, which wasn't. And this person sent infantry, which wasn't correct either. So overall, with two sides having mistakes within their marches, I think we came out quite lucky to get the outcome that we did. We lost 2.6 million troops. They lost 2.5. So it could have been a lot worse if we had, for instance, if I sent a cavalry march with cavalry in, we would have won that, and we would have had troops that survived it as well. So if we look at the statistics side of it, I think this is where the stats were offset. Yeah, so as you can see, apart from my troop attack, which is due to buffs because of killing the vampire and holding buff buildings, my stats were actually worse than the person that we were attacking. Take away the difference in troop stats, I'm pretty much down on all of the others. So we sent a distance versus distance. All her distance is better than mine, and again cavalry, 2 out of 3 of hers is better than mine. What could have swung it, and what more than likely did swing it, was the army damage. So army damage, even though I got a buff, I'm fully buffed on all of my elements at all times, whether I'm online, offline, whether there's an event going on or whether there's not. My army damage was higher than hers. We attacked with distance. As you can see, my distance damage is 11% higher, thereabouts, and my cavalry damage is about the same higher. That's because all my buildings are upgraded to maximise my damage, and also glory is maximised on each building to give more damage, which I'll show you in a second. So in theory there, if you look through that, I'm actually completely outgunned. We shouldn't kill as many as we did. However, what would have swung that was this massive difference in damage. That's where lower statistics will always pick up the edge on people who think they're bigger or think they'll win. If someone like us march towards them and we've got good damage, they'll lose a lot more than they probably anticipate they will do. So always remember, damage is massive. It's not just about your top statistics, it's not just about your troops, your infantry, your cavalry. your distance statistics. It's about your lower statistics, where you need to maximize your damage that you're giving, and also the damage that you're receiving from the person either defending or attacking you. So what you can see is actually she's probably got more stars on her airship for damage received than I do. However, with the benefits that she would have received with having awful mixed match garrison within a building, we've managed to pull the edge off on that. And as you can see, we have got the same battlefield treatment, so it's likely that she's got the same amount of stars as we do. So that is basic airship management. You should always look at damage given and damage received. Don't look at anything to do with artillery, because it's a complete waste of time, and you can use the gears later to upgrade another piece. When I said a minute ago that I'm always buffed up, I literally am always buffed up. So what you'll find inside of mines or catacombs, inside the shops, there is a section on the catacomb trader called frames, just down here. Now if you go into here, you'll see these 4. So these give you extra buffs on each and every one of your damage elements. So for this one, the frame catacombs gives you army damage plus 10%. This one here gives you extra 10% damage on infantry. This one here gives you an extra 10% damage on cavalry. This one gives you an extra 10% damage on distance. If you keep these activated at all times, if you want to, or if you're going into an event which requires battle, then you will always have that edge. The way now I activate them is if you press on your player profile up the top, then we go to the little feather, then press on frame. That will take you to this screen. Make sure you're on other and frame. Scroll down and you'll see 4 red dots over these 4 frames. All you have to do then is press activate and use what you've just bought in the catacombs, and then it will instantly give you an extra 10% stats. If you want to keep that on 24/7, fine, there's no harm in it. It'll also help if somebody goes rogue and starts attacking. But also when you're going into battle events, whether it be Wolf against environment or whether it be UAC against other players, it will always give you that extra edge. And you'll see a few of us constantly talking about, have you activated your accolades? Because if you don't and other people are joining your rally, you're actually on the back foot. You're going to kill more of your own members than you'd actually need to, especially if they're joining your rallies or mega garrisons. So never forget to activate these, because they are crucial to turning a battle that you would probably otherwise lose. Okay, so we've been through this before. I know we tried it a couple of weeks ago, where we need to start matching troops to rallies. I don't think there is a good way right now of checking or putting this into effect. So let's lead a rally. So forget the whole it's not PvE or PvP. We need to start matching and start learning how to match troop types, because when the new event Uncharted Sea comes along, it is massively important that you match the rally leader's troop type, because if you don't, that rally is compromised. You're not going to have the desired effects that we need to achieve what it is we're setting out to achieve. So if I set a rally now on Master Captain, it's against infantry led camp. What I would expect to see is everyone set or sent a distance tier to my rally, because that is what the biggest benefit would be to beat that camp. Now, if we imagine that as another player in Uncharted Seas, or whether it's in Crown Event or UAC, and they've got a tower, a camp, a building full of infantry, you're not going to attack that building with cavalry, because infantry beats cavalry. Logically, you'd send distance to kill that infantry. So what I'd expect to see would be people joining my rally now with distance. So Scar has sent the correct troop type. It doesn't matter what tier you are. This whole narrative of it only matters for T12s or T11s, whatever the highest tier the group can offer is, it's a load of rubbish. If you send the correct tier or the correct type of troop, it doesn't matter what tier it is. There's a hidden mechanic within Guns of Glory. I say hidden, a lot of people know of it, but a lot of people understand what it actually means. There's a certain order that troops will die in, depending on the tier level. So tier 10s are actually a shield for T12s. So you'll always find that T10s, so tier 10s, will die after the tier 12s do. So if anything, I'm expecting my troops to get killed before, say, Scars did. I assume they're not even tier 10s. But on that scale, tiers don't matter. If you're joining with the correct tier group, troop type, then that rally will perform the best it can. If you start sending mixed troops, if you send cavalry to this, they're not going to benefit from my guards, because I am the rally leader. Also, if you're sending cavalry to infantry, then you're daft, because again, infantry beats cavalry, so you'd only be sending your troops somewhere to die. Troop tier loss order, so when I said before about T12s dying before T11s or T10s, if you send cavalry to a distance march against infantry, then your cavalry is just going to die first anyway, so you're not actually offering anything to the rally. So we need to make sure we're sending the correct troop type. This became massively apparent during the last vampire hunt, when we were setting up trying to beat the insane difficulty level of vampire, and people were sending random troop types to certain mega rallies. So I had a mega rally for distance, because distance beats infantry, and vampire is always based on infantry. People were sending artillery, people were sending cavalry. It just didn't make sense. We weren't utilising the power we had within the march, and also we weren't utilising the power we had as a collective. So we need to make sure we're matching the rally leaders' troop type when it comes to rallies, because when Uncharted Sea comes and we're battling over landmarks or bridges, which you'll all come to see later on, if you send the wrong troops, we will lose, and we'll lose more troops than we need to. So that is rallies in a nutshell. Dead simple, dead straightforward. We had an event that covered how rallies worked and how to attack certain elements with the best force. We just need to re-energize it and make sure that we're following the correct rally leader. The next couple of bits is, before we spoke about how hard it is to get recruitment banners, like if you want to pay for them, or you have to naturally wait to get your 120, 130 recruitment banners to have a go at recruiting 5 times cheaper than it would if you did 5 individuals. And the best way to do that is obviously completing daily tasks. Now, there's different ways of doing your daily quests, which again, I'm not going to say anyone's is wrong, but the way I look at it is what will take me the shortest amount of time and what will cost me the least amount of resources to complete that. So we can start with, I always start with troop training. So troop training will give me 2 dailies completed per troop type. Now, as you can see, I bulk train. That's purely because I gather more resources than I have protected. So I've got to burn it quickly, otherwise it will melt away and ultimately be wasted. So this doesn't mean that I'm locked in, that I can't complete them 3 daily tasks. If you go to your items, I bet you somewhere you will have hidden scrolls that you don't have any idea on what they do or why they're even there, and you've probably never even checked them and what they do. So if you scroll through amongst the mess that be your inventory, you are looking for a symbol like this. So this one here. So what these are mercenary scrolls. If you use one of these, you will recruit 100 level 1 troop of each type. So infantry, distance and cavalry. All I do every day is find these, use 2 of them, that completes 6 daily tasks without you spending any resources, using any speeds, or spending any time trying to clear your troop buildings to get your troops out there. So that's 60 points already. So by that point you're here and you've not even done anything to essentially earn it. It's free. You get these scrolls from events. You get these scrolls from doing loads of bits and bobs that you've probably never even noticed. They will be hidden in your inventory somewhere. The next easy one, I always send out gathering overnight. So I'll put my full march inside the Alliance mines, and I will put a march of gatherers in every other resource type building. So what I generally do is I'll send a full march to the Alliance silver mine. I'll send a gathering march to a silver mine on the kingdom map. I'll send 1 to an iron, 1 to wood and 1 to food when I go to sleep. So when I wake up, all of them gatherers will be back in my building apart from the Alliance mine, and for each one of them gatherers you'll get 2 daily quests complete. So again you'll get another 10. You'll get another 10. No, you get another 8. Sorry, another 8. 80 points, which will take you up to 120 if you do what the guards is. You're already halfway there. That is what I find the fastest. Helping your allies 10 times, 30 times comes with everyone's activity during the day. Use 60 minutes of speed ups. Again, that's something I do every day when I'm completing honour tasks and I'm completing my troop training if there's a buff on for the day, so that comes naturally. 5 guard XP items, I always go on and I'll use the lowest XP that I've got on a guard that I am slow leveling up. So for me at the moment I'm dumping XP onto Blackbeard because I'm hoping that soon I get an extra card for him and then that'll give me 3 stars. So yeah, I'll use plus 100 5 times, done, dead cheap, not using any expensive stuff just in case Guns of Glory decide to release another guard tomorrow, which is always a possibility. Again, dead easy. Make 5 recruitment attempts, dead fast, go onto your recruitment hall and go onto serial recruitment. So if your guard recruit doesn't look like this, here you can check serial recruitment. So every day I'll recruit 5 times on there, free. Not free, but for essentially free, so 150, which is barely anything compared to what we've got up there. If you want, you can serial recruit, press on that, max it out, and it will recruit about 500 times for you, and you'll get your purple guards. Again, it's a waste of time. I don't use much of this. I'll just quickly press recruit 5 times. That's an easy one done. The rest should come naturally during the day. Everyone rallies during the day, everyone logs in, everyone donates, everyone rallies. When it comes to training artillery, do not waste resource training artillery. Go onto your artillery building, go to your very lowest tier and recruit 150 of them, pay for them, whatever it is you want to call them. It'll cost you a couple of thousand in resources. That's pretty much free. You don't want to invest in that. Kill threats. Again, every day people will be killing threats anyway. Dead easy, dead quick. You just burn in stamina. And that will be your 280 points. I think you can get a maximum of 320 if you include building completed and research completed. Instantly there you got food back, silver, all that, and 30 recruitment banners, which is always a bonus. Then this ×5 thing here, which is a question mark on mine, are the new troop research chests. You get 5 of them, and you get 2 of the scrolls to unlock extra appointed guards. I can't remember what you call them. Lieutenants, I think. I never check the screen. I'm not too sure. I don't even know. Point guards. Yeah, you can unlock your lieutenants, which will give you extra construction speed or whatever. And that is pretty much it. It's been 45 minutes so far. It's not exactly a quick tutorial. I did say it'd be quick and easy. It is when you break it all down. It just takes longer because obviously I'm trying to explain everything as I am going along. Yeah, and that is pretty much it. If you want to take a look around my castle, you can do. Obviously my name's Cakey. I've led our fabulous alliance for the past few months since Stiz left and since Sil left before him. I honestly believe we are the best alliance within the kingdom. We've got the most active members, and generally the community is really brilliant. I love being here, and you know, it's the first thing you check in the morning, like you would do a text message to see what's been going on within the alliance. So I'm really proud to be part of this group as well. But to have a quick look around where I'm up to in terms of my castle development. Obviously I'm castle 42 at the moment. I am quite a way off of obtaining the badges to go castle 43. It is nothing but a future dream. This does say I've got enough 300 badges out of 900. However, I need to upgrade my shooting range, which will take 300 off that. So I'm actually 896 badges away from upgrading to castle 43. Not the end of the world, but I'm in no rush. Obviously my academy is level 42 to unlock all the research that I need to do. I hate doing research. I'm quite vocal on research. I think it's a waste of resources. However, there is a few on there that offer you a massive jump in stats, which I can justify spending. I'm not going to spend 100 million wood to gain 4% on my stats because it's complete and utterly pointless. 4% is not going to save my march or help me beat another person. My recruitment haul is 38. I think about the 24-hour cooldown for free master recruitment. I'm fine with that unless I have to upgrade it. I probably won't again. My forge is at level 40. Again, steel is really not hard to come by now, so I don't need any more steel consumption reductions because again I don't struggle in obtaining steel. My little munitions exchange is at 41. Again, I use this every day, but it's not something I use loads because again I don't really 4,000 silver's not gonna help me achieve what I need to achieve. Obviously this is level 40. This helps with my rallies, so how many people I can have inside my castle, how many people can reinforce me when I'm going out doing something silly if that's the case. Warehouse, I never hold enough food for my storage protection to be worthwhile, so I've stopped upgrading that. Hall of War is at 41. When this says free, it doesn't actually mean free, it just means that you're able to craft. I've got quite a few books, I think. Oh yeah, 56 at the moment. So it's starting to get a bit expensive, but I can craft a few more next event. Then these are my troop buildings. I think they're all at level 41 at the moment, which I've leveled out. I've done that so then I gain my extra damage. So I can't quite remember. Oh, you can't do it, yeah. So you'll see here, anything past level 31 you gain distance attack. Then when you get to 41 you actually get extra distance damage. It's only 0.5%, however that could mean the difference between winning and losing, and the same for damage received. So again, I'll carry on upgrading them as per the requirements. I think the next one I need to do is this one, which is my shooting range, so I will be upgrading that when the next building buff is live. My little trade station, level 41. I've been giving out a lot more resource recently, so I need bigger resource trading capacities, so then I don't have to sit here for hours on end sending resources. That's more for everyone else's benefit rather than mine. I don't really get people sending me resources, I'll just attack it off someone's castle. However, I can't send out all my troops for someone to attack resource off me, so that benefits me. And obviously my airship dock, I've upgraded to the max for the free scrolls that you get from upgrading it. I've got all my little farms. I mean, I've only recently started working on these. Again, I am starting to demolish mines to build military tents. I do that so then I'm able to recruit more troops in one go rather than constantly recruiting and then speeding and going back and training more and speeding and training more and speeding. So I will have these maxed soon, and I'll probably demolish my silver mines. So they don't give me anything. They're level 30, but they don't give me anything. It's quicker just to gather. And obviously I've got hospitals dotted all over the show to increase my hospital capacity for kill event, or if someone decides to go ham on me, or if I lose loads of troops in Crown, like I did, not this one gone, the one before, where I had 700,000, 800,000 troops get murdered because nobody sent me back from the tower. So they help, obviously, keep my troops at bay and save me having to retrain so many troops. I've got hospitals everywhere. And obviously my little spirits mine, I gather on the top level. I just press random and I send a random march out. Don't really get attacked that much in there anymore. And every day, religiously, the first thing I do is I'll come to the mining loot store and I will buy the same things every day. Precision parts, refinement chests, aristocrat badges, and all the resource that I need, and the gemstone essence. I'll also do the same for the expedition shop. Exactly the same things I buy every single day, which is intensity gears, all of them, and obviously, hopefully, like everyone else, all the speed ups. There's so many. I make sure I buy all them. I don't buy much from the catacomb trader. Last time I started going on a buying binge on this every day, I ran out of coins. And then when I actually needed to buy my accolades to boost my troop damage and whatnot, I couldn't afford it. So I've stopped for now until, like now I have built up quite a few more coins, so I probably could go back to buying all this resource. Everything else for me is pretty useless. I'm not going to do a lot with 15 Mediterranean metal. So yeah, buy the same things every time. Healing speed ups I've never bought in my life because I've got thousands of them. You could buy the anti-scout. I use anti-scout more now than I do shield, so when I had resource on me, everyone will know within the alliance you'll always see me shielded. Obviously, I've got a fair bit on me now. Normally, used to see me shielded, and that's just to stop people sucker punching me when I'm not here. Not that I believe it would happen, but you never know. So these days now, I tend to use, when I'm not about, anti-scout. So I suppose 100 coins in the catacombs is better than paying 400 gold. But you do you. And that is pretty much that. So we've gone over quite a few bits today. So we've gone through guards and marches, airship, damage and gears, accolades, rallies, easy way to complete dailies, and I've shown you round my castle a little bit. If you obviously do need any more help, you can message me, or you can message any of the R4s. Obviously everyone will want to help everyone whenever they can. We're a friendly community. We have anger issues at times. I understand that people get irate or believe their opinion is more valid than somebody else's. That's just life. But the difference between us and say another alliance is we just get on with it. Whatever has been, we move on. So yeah, like I said earlier, I'm very proud to have the alliance that we do. I think we're very lucky when it comes to how established we are, especially within the kingdom and within each other. Everyone's been here a long time. Even the ones that haven't been here as long have still been here a long time. So we're blessed with a brilliant community. That pretty much sums everything up. Again, if anyone needs anything, they're free to message me. My inbox is always there. Again, if I'm not there and you desperately need someone, any of the R4s could answer the questions just as good, if not faster than I can. So yeah, my name's Cakey, and peace out.